This is a game called Dixit. Normally I start off these videos by saying what the storyline is of these games. I'll be honest, I have no idea what the storyline is of Dixit. I think you're dreaming. It's about all I know. But it's a fun game. What's going to happen at the beginning of the game, you're each going to be one of these rabbits at the starting line. This is going to be our score track, so every time you get points, you're going to track it on here. You're each going to get a hand of 6 cards, which has these lovely kind of abstract, colorful images on them. And you're each going to get a set of tiles with numbers on them. Theoretically, you wouldn't need any tiles beyond how many players there are in the game. So this player would start off with tiles numbered 1 through 4, but we'll keep these in here just for kicks. What's going to happen is each turn, somebody's going to be the active player, and who's the active player is going to rotate clockwise as the game goes along. The active player is going to look through their hands, they're going to choose a card in their hand, and they're going to describe it in some way. So let's say I'm looking through these cards, and I go with this guy here. And I say, an atypical animal. That's my description for this guy. He's a bunny, he's in a night costume, he looks like he's ready for battle. That seems atypical to me. I'm going to put that card face down. What's going to happen is now every other player who's not the active player is going to choose a card from their hand that they think could be described the same way. So this guy here is looking through his pile. He's got a mouse who's blowing a flute, much like a snake charmer or whatever the phrase may be. So he's going to go with that guy. This guy over here has a snake that's built into a thermometer, so he's going to go there. This guy over here doesn't really have anything that could be described as an atypical animal. I don't know, let's say they go with this one because there's food on the table. So we're going to take these 4 cards, we're going to shuffle them up, and we're going to put them out here on display. So there are these numbers on the board. Each card we're going to put in a spot where it corresponds with a different number. What's going to happen now is everybody else is going to try and guess which card was the active player's card. So everyone, when they chose their card, they're hoping that other people are going to pick their card, not the active player's card. Now, the active player had a bit of a restriction when they gave their clue. They could say anything they want. They could say a word, a sentence, a full story if they wanted to. They could make a sound effect. But they were trying to describe their card in such a way that once everybody else put out their cards, some people would be able to identify which one was their card, and some people wouldn't. And how exactly that'll play out, I'll explain in a second. But that's your goal. When everybody gets the guessing stage of guessing which card is yours, if you're the active player, you're trying to choose a card, and you're trying to choose a description in such a way that some people are going to get it right, and some people are going to get it wrong. So let's say the white player is the one who played this card. They're not going to vote or guess on which one is the active player's card because they already know. Everyone else, though, is going to guess. So whichever number they think it is, they're going to choose the corresponding tile, and they're going to put that tile face down. So let's say they thought green over here thought it was the bunny. They would choose the 1 tile, put that face down. Let's say red thought it was this mouse over here. They would choose the 3 tile, put that face down. And let's say yellow thought it was the snake. Actually, let's say yellow thought it was the bunny also. They would choose the 1 tile and place that face down. When you're guessing which one is the active player's card, the only rule that you have is you can't vote for your own card because you know that's not the active player's card. Once everyone's played their tile face down, we're then going to turn all the tiles face up simultaneously. So you don't know what everyone else was thinking when you choose yours. So again, our goal, if we were the active player, was for some people to guess which one was our card, which these 2 people did, and some people to not, which this player did. So we have succeeded in our goal. But maybe we haven't succeeded in our goal. So what's going to happen is all spelled out on this board. There are 3 different scenarios, and based on which scenario is applicable, that's going to dictate who gets points and how many. So scenario number 1 is all players found the active player's card. So what that would mean is, in this case, red had voted for number 1, green had voted for number 1, yellow had voted for number 1. So everybody correctly identified which card was the active player's card. So what's going to happen is the active player gets 0 points because, like we said, you're trying to get some people to get it and some people not to get it. So if everybody got it, you don't get any points. Everyone else gets 2 points. They all get 2 points because they guessed which card it was. But the active player, in this case is white, is left back at the starting gate. Second scenario is that nobody finds the active player's card. So let's say everybody voted incorrectly. So nobody voted for number 1. The active player gets 0 points. Again, they were trying to avoid that. Nobody got their card, so they don't get any points. But every other player gets 2 points. So everyone else is going to move forward too. And then in addition, it says it down here, plus 1 bonus point per vote for his or her card. So whoever submitted card number 2, let's say that was the green player, they're going to get a bonus point for each player who voted for their card. So they get 1 point for this one and a 2nd point for this one. So green would move forward another 2 spaces. In this case, green voted for 3. So whoever played card number 3, let's say that was red, they would move forward 1 space because 1 player voted for them. Third scenario is at least 1 player, but not all the players have identified the active player's card. So now, this is the scenario that you were hoping for when you were the active player. 1 person guessed your card, other people did not. So as long as at least 1 person got it right, and at least 1 person got it wrong, you have met your goal. And now the active player gets 3 points. In addition, everybody who correctly guessed which card was the active player's, they get 3 points. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have moved this guy forward 3. So green correctly identified which one was the right card. So they would move forward 3 points. And then in addition, they get a bonus point for every vote that their card drew. So let's say green played card number 2. 2 people voted for this card. Green would get 2 additional points. One thing that's a little bit tricky, let's say yellow had voted for let's say yellow had voted for player 4, and that was the red card players. That was the red bunny's card. I realize each time I've done an example, I've changed which color hypothetically played which card. Bear with me. So let's say yellow voted for the red player's card. So red player did not correctly guess which one was the active player's card. They voted for spot number 2. So red player doesn't get this additional bonus point. You only get the bonus point if you found the active player's card, for which you got 3 points, and then on top of that, somebody else voted for your card, in which case you'd get that additional point. You all go around the track. Whoever is the first player to 30 points, you are the winner. Theoretically, multiple people could get to 30 points in the same round, in which case the game ends in a tie. That's how you play Dixit. Enjoy.